Hello, I am Jardy Wolf. You're watching Expoz September 13, 2016 at 10:25 p.m. Birmingham. Guys, something's happening today in the Gaza Strip, and I don't know if it's a one-day thing or if it's going to continue. Don't know. But so far, over 200 people have been severely injured because they're butchering cattle alive. And they're trying to butcher them just enough not to kill them. Let me tell you what they're doing. They are preparing the world by a brainwashing that they're killing animals. The animal activists are going to be all over them. And the animal activists will have no part of it. They'll stop it any way they can. A way to slaughter an animal for food is a nice little gentle cut under the neck and let it slowly bleed out till it dies. That's what's supposed to be done. And there are two veins. One of them you can cut and it'll bleed just about the amount you want it to. Then you kind of pinch it off for a minute or two and it stops bleeding. But there's another one that when you cut it, it's going to bleed until that animal dies. The Arabs in the Gaza Strip, it's an EID-ADAH. It's a day that they have every year, but I've never heard so many animals being slaughtered in one day in my life. Look, if you go to Israel Video Network, you can see it. It'll make you sick. But let me tell you what it's doing. It's doing something else. It has an agenda behind it. And Satan's name is all over this agenda. Satan tried first through him coming down, sinning, causing Adam and Eve to sin. And then the watcher angels fell, sinned, then the flood, everybody had to die. Well, and then came God. He said to Isaac, or Abraham, he said, you'll have a son, and he'll be the father of the Jews. And Isaac said, God, I'm too old. He said, you'll have a son. So he told Sarah, and Sarah laughed at him. Said, you better go get a hold of Hagar if you want a son. So he did just that, and he had a son. And the son's name was Ishmael. God was displeased, not with Ishmael. He was displeased that Sarah didn't provide that son. So he told Abraham, he said, I asked you for a son. And then Sarah said, I'm too old. Next thing you know, she gets pregnant. She has a son. It's Isaac. And he's several years younger than Ishmael. God told Ishmael and Hagar to go, or Abraham did. And he gave them enough to do whatever they wanted to do. They were wealthy when they left him. Ishmael was the father of all these great nations. Turkey, Iran, Iraq, all of them. Hagar was the mother of all Arabs. And Isaac was the father of all the Jews. So, Satan once again fails. Satan attempts other times. He tried to kill Jesus, which he did, but Jesus came right back the way he said he would. And then when they came home, the Jews came home, first he tried to kill them through Hitler. And prior to that, other countries, Stalin tried to kill off millions of them, and others prior to him. And but Satan kept at it. He kept at it. He wasn't stopping. And all the wars that he caused between the Jews when they got home, the day after the Jews became a nation, they had to fight. There was a war. Satan caused it. He has to stop the Jews at all costs. He wants them dead. So now he's got a new way of doing it. I'll brainwash the world into seeing that the Jews will sacrifice animals, and the animal activists will hate them for it, and they'll start problems and a ruckus with the world, and then the world will view the Jews as evil because they're slaughtering animals. That's not the case, but that's what the world will believe. It is another attempt for Satan to make the world hate the Jews. Guys, what you're seeing right now, if you go and look at that video, you'll see part of prophecy, a prophecy beginning, and you'll see the fulfillment of that prophecy when the Jews start their animal sacrifice, which will probably be soon. So this is happening now, and they're slaughtering these animals. They're not sacrificing. They're trying to hurt them as bad as they can and keep them alive as long as they can. That's their agenda. An animal sacrifice is a pierce with an arrow or with a knife or a sharp object, and a slow bleed until that animal dies. And usually that animal is a lamb or a sheep. It's not a cow or a bull. A bull, it's them. It's not us. And you know, even Wall Street has a bull out in front of it. That's the difference. So today you're seeing prophecy, a prophecy began, and you'll see the fulfillment of it. If you watch it, you'll see part of it, and then in the near future, you'll see the fulfillment of that prophecy right before our eyes, happening today, now, right now. What will that prophecy end up as a result? It'll end up as the world attacking the Jews. First, at the 3.5-year mark, as the Jews are sacrificing animals, the Antichrist will step into the temple and demand worship by the world, and then order animal sacrificing to stop. When that happens, the Jews, that's not God. So they fled, but 2/3 of them were cut off and died. A third of them escaped by the help of Michael and made it to Petra in Jordan, where they'll remain until the end of the tribulation. In the meanwhile, a half of the world's population will die by the end of the 7 years. 3.5+ billion people will die by the end of the tribulation. And that should make people like Bill Gates and the Illuminati happy, because that's their objective anyway, is to kill off half the population because they said the world's too crowded. Hey, I heard it, I read it, and I know who's on the Illuminati team, at least most of them. But again, animal sacrificing. The Arabs are taking it to a new level. They're not calling it a sacrifice, or maybe they are. They're torturing animals. Torturing these animals, because all the Arabs are being hurt by the animals trying to flee. And they're bringing severe pain to them. They're seeing how long they can hurt them before they die. And when the Jews pick that up as legitimate, as a request by their God, then the world will hate them for it. But now the world's saying nothing to the Arabs. Where are the animal activists? Again, final time, go again to the Israel Video Network, September 13th dated, and look and see. Watch one video, just one. There's a bunch on there. And when you click on one, it leads you to others, but just watch one. See what they're doing. And this is what brings the world against the Jews when they start their true animal sacrifice under God's watch. Jody with Expoz.